Good morning. Happy March 1st, and welcome back to the Leaf Riders of Wrenwood, where we have now had the little rendezvous with a particular shopkeeper, and we're able to pick up an hourglass for about 5 amber. And we had the choice to buy some potions and other consumables. Phoenix Tears, I believe, was one of the options, and maybe an antidote. But we did not choose to buy them because we have 21 amber, and it specifically told us that we would be able to potentially recruit a party member. So I wanted to try and make sure I have enough amber for that. I did notice in editing that I did miss the pickpocket symbol, when I was looking yesterday, but I would not have chosen to pickpocket anyway. So, uh, just sad I missed it, but I wouldn't have done it anyway. So not a huge loss. But let's go ahead and find out about these party members. So we'll go ahead and tear this off. All right. So we have Friday, March 1st, 2024, which is Fruits Day of Frost Melt. Okay, appropriate for March for sure. And it's St. David's Day apparently. And we've got a few options, it looks like, but let's go ahead and read what it says. You walk by a recruitment office where some willing critters for hire approach you to ask if you need any hired hands. Pay to recruit any that you can afford. You will head to the bug trainers next and may want to save some amber for another recruit. Okay, so we've got three options. We've got a berserker. It has a health of 2. And then, okay, oh, this is interesting. Okay, so we can draw, and if we draw a spade or a club, we have the intimidating ability. Now, we already have the intimidating ability, and I'll have to read the rules about party members if you can theoretically stack. Like, can you get intimidating from two different sources or not? Um, but that's interesting. And then it also has an ability that if you draw a spade that is greater than or equal to 7, you get to add 1 to an attack. And that this berserker costs 10 amber. Okay. There's a swashbuckler with a health of 2 as well. This one you need to draw a diamond or a heart to get the stealthy ability. Now that's something we don't have, so that's pretty useful. And then if we draw a club that is greater than or equal to 7, we can add 1 to damage, which certainly that is nice, but I don't think is like super necessary for me because I already have the Gale Strike to add damage and just I have a D12 for damage, so have just a decent damage roll as it is. But I mean, I'd certainly take it. And that one also is 10 amber. Okay. And then the last option is the monk, who has a health of 3. Okay. So that's a pretty big increase when, the other two have 2. That's a whole 50% extra health. And we need to, again, draw a spade or a club to get the athlete ability, which, again, we do already have. So 2 of these we already had the ability. And then if you draw a diamond that is greater than or equal to a 7, you get to add 1 to your defense. And this one costs 15 amber. Okay, so you're paying for that extra health. Okay. So, one thing to note, just looking at the back of the previous page, it does note that party members can give your hero access to abilities they might not know, or grant an additional bonus if the skill is already known. So you can stack. So that's pretty cool. Okay. And it does mention, it kind of uses it reminds us how they work, which is that you shuffle the playing cards. And okay, you only shuffle once for the page. Okay, so if you ever are going to use it, you don't shuffle once you've shuffled once. Okay. And then any given party member can only be used once per page. Okay. Then you draw a random card from the deck and compare it to the abilities. Okay. And then you damage the party member if you drew a face card. Okay. So, well, we're definitely gonna. The question here is do we want to try and hire both the Berserker and the Swashbuckler, keeping in mind that means that we almost certainly can't hire one of the critters? Or do we want to hire the Monk? I guess we could hire any one of them and then hope that we can afford the critter on the next page. So I'm pretty confident if we just got the Berserker or the Swashbuckler, we could definitely afford the critter. I think there's a good chance the critter costs 5, given these costs. But I also think it is possible it costs 10, so it's kind of a tough call. I mean, as far as the abilities go, I suppose I'm most interested in Stealthy. Um, that feels, I'd like to get a +2 to something we don't have. But I do think the +1 to damage, while certainly not bad, is not the most exciting. I think, I guess I'm probably most interested in the +1 to attack. Like, just generally, adding to your attack is already just pretty good, because in theory, your defense doesn't matter if you hit, because hopefully you just kill the enemy. And we already have Gale Strike and Whirlwind, which increases our damage and defense. So the Berserker does feel like the most useful of the combat abilities, but the combat abilities also are the hardest to hit because you have to hit a spade. So already like a 25% chance. So not super likely for it to happen. And in this case it needs to be greater than or equal to 7. So it's I don't know the exact math, but it's not particularly likely. Like there's only 7, 8, 9, 10, Jack, Queen, King that hits, which is, 7 cards plus I guess the Black Joker would count. So yeah, that is like I don't know that I should care too much about the combat ability just because it's just so not likely to hit. um, so yeah, I think I should focus more on the non-combat ability. In which case, I suppose I'm going to go with stealthy. So that's the swashbuckler. I will say the berserker is quite the depiction there of a character. Like that is something else. I definitely intimidating. I would absolutely walk the other way if I saw that coming towards me. But I like. I mean, honestly, I like how they're all drawn. They all look pretty great. That monk is adorable. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go for the swashbuckler. So that costs us 10 amber, and that puts us down to 11. And I do have the option to also get the berserker, but I do think I want to get a critter tomorrow. And it also doesn't hurt to just have some leftover amber. You never know when it might be useful. So I don't know. I think I'm fine just sticking at 11. So let's go ahead and let's go to our party sheet, which is right there. And let's grab the Berserker. I said Berserker, but I meant Swashbuckler. Alright. Here we go. We got our Swashbuckler. I wonder if like this is your one shot throughout the entire campaign to get them, or if there's always the chance to rehire ones you haven't hired. I guess we'll find out. But there we go. Okay. And then let's go ahead and pop our Swashbuckler right in there. There we go. Okay. We now have a full fifth of our party. So that's something. All right. And let's see, I guess tomorrow we are going to be potentially getting a critter, which is exciting. But until then, thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.